Hi guys, welcome back. In the previous video, we discussed about get help commands and we got to know how to work with PowerShell help system. In this video, I would like to introduce you to PowerShell ISE, PowerShell Integrated Scripting Environment, which is a tool provided by Microsoft to work with PowerShell scripts, to edit the PowerShell scripts in fact. To launch PowerShell ISE, you can open it from Start menu or from your taskbar or from command line using the command PowerShell underscore ISE dot exe. By pressing enter, it will open the window to you. When the PowerShell ISE is launched, you will see three consoles, three pans in the console. One is commands pan, and the other one is scripting pan, and the third one to the right is commands add-on pan. From the commands add-on pan, you can actually um, find help for specific commands in a graphical user interface format. So for example, I'm looking out help for get service command here. If I click on the command below and click on show details, it's going to show me all the parameters available for that specific command. When we issue get help for get service from the command pan, we'll see different parameter sets in the syntax, right? So as we discussed in the first video, there are multiple parameter sets associated for this commandlet. So these parameter sets can be visualized when you look for this command from the commands add-on pan. So if you see here, there is a computer name parameter and dependent services, include name, required services. Also display name parameter, computer name parameter, and others as well. So all these parameters are actually available in the command syntax examples. So if you want to visualize the commandlet from the ISE, PowerShell integrated scripting environment, then you need to use commands from pan from the light. So once you select a respective parameter and provide input like I wanted to filter services with WMI keyword, and I have provided input for the name parameter and running the command now. So the command got executed with the parameter name and with the keyword WMI asterisk, and it has displayed some output for me on the command pan. So likewise, you can take advantage of the parameters for a specific commandlet from this commands add-on pane, and you can use it. Also, right below, you can see the common parameters for each and every commandlet that we discussed in the earlier videos. Right. This way, you can take advantage of this. If you don't want this, you can close it right away, and you can, if you want again, you can enable it from here. All right. So my preference would be while using PowerShell ISE, I would like to have my window to be arranged like this. On the left hand side, I would like my command console, and on the right hand side, I want my scripting console. And you can switch it to a different view by clicking on this button. By doing so, you will be switching like the scripting pan on the top and command pan on the below. So, but I would prefer using like this. So now we have some output inside our console. So I wanted to clear this out. We can use clear commandlet, or you can click on this button. So it will be cleared up. You have some editor options, uh, which we see regularly in our notepad, text pads, and other word processing tools. So it's like new script. If you want to create, click on the new tab will be created here. And this works as a perfect editor for PowerShell scripts. If you want to open existing scripts, you can do so by clicking open button. And if you want to save a script, then you can click on this. And these are cut, copy, paste, and cleaning, undo, redo, and these buttons I'll discuss now. So before that, if you click on this button, the scripting pan will be maximized. You won't see the command pan. If you're writing a long script, then it would be better to use this arrangement, but I would rather prefer this one. So I'm switching back to this, and if you click on this button, a PowerShell window will be opened from here directly. So let's go back to our scripting stuff, and let's write a small script here. So what I'm going to do is I would like to write a script which can retrieve services on my machine with the name starting with WMI. So I have written a simple script here. It's a script, and if you notice here, there is a small star symbol, which means unsaved script. If you save the script, the star will be gone. If you have multiple tabs open, uh, by looking at this script name and a star after that, you can recognize it is an unsaved script. So now you have written a script which has a commandlet inside, and you wanted to execute this script. You can do so by clicking this play button right here. It will execute the script that you defined. So the play button means it executes entire script if you have multiple lines over here inside your script. So alongside of get service, I wanted to execute get process commandlet also, which means this script has two command let's here. It's a two-line script now. So I wanted to execute entire script. So I'll go ahead and click on this play button right now. So it has executed everything. If you want to stop it in the middle, you can click on the stop execution. And if you want to execute a specific commandlet, if you want to test it out, a specific line of the code, then you have to go ahead and click run selection or press F8 on your keyboard. So specifically that commandlet will be executed. And before we move on to the scripts further, I would like to introduce you to the new feature, extraordinary feature in PowerShell ISE, that is IntelliSense. So what IntelliSense does for us is, when you're not sure what commandlet to use inside your PowerShell, or if you're unfamiliar with the syntax, then IntelliSense helps you to figure out what commandlet you wanted to use and what parameters it have in the graphical user interface itself. To enable the IntelliSense, you need to click on the edit menu and click on start IntelliSense from here, or you need to press Control plus space bar on your keyboard. So when it is enabled, by default it is enabled. If you enable it manually, once it is enabled, when you keep typing letters inside your scripting pan, it will show you some recommendations. What commandlets do you have inside your PowerShell and stuff like that. And if you keep typing, it will come up with the recommendations that are similar to your typed keywords. So here I have typed get hyphen serve, and it has come up with get service commandlet. And I don't know which parameters does this commandlet have. So if I give a space and press hyphen, it will show all the parameters that this commandlet has already. So out of these parameters, I'm going to select my first parameter is name and giving a space now. So it will come up with the services installed on your machine. So you can take any of the service, and you can execute the commandlet here as a whole script. So it will give you some information here. So if you move on and give a space and press hyphen, it will come up with other parameters that this particular parameter set will be compatible with. If you recognize, there is no display name commandlet here because get service commandlet third syntax, which starts with name as the parameter, name as the first parameter, doesn't have display name as the parameter in this parameter set. That is why it is not showing display name in the list. If you wanted to move ahead with this parameter set, you need to use either of these parameters from the list. So this is how IntelliSense will be very useful when you're working with PowerShell scripts for the first time. And moving on, there are other options available in your PowerShell ISE window. From debug menu, you can actually use breakpoints to debug the script, and also there are a couple of other options that will be very useful. So let's go ahead and create one small script and observe how these breakpoints and other stuff debugging tools helps us to work with the PowerShell scripts which has problems, right? So I'm going to take a service like DHCP. which I know definitely exists in the machine. So I'm writing a small script here. Okay, so name equal to, all right. So when I execute this script, this information will be placed inside this variable. So now name variable will be having DHCP as the name. So I'm going to write a if else condition here. If dollar name equals to DHCP, write post, you are looking at DHCP service. Apologize if there are any spelling mistakes. I wanted to make it fast. So I'm not looking at the, you're looking at something else. So if I execute this script, what happens is um, the name value will be stored inside the name variable, and this condition validates whether the name variable has a value that is equal to these letters, this string, and if it is equal to this string, then it will print out this message. If it is not equal, then it will print out this message. So let's execute the script. Somewhere I missed the closing bracket here, right? So if we execute the script, yeah, it has executed successfully, and my variable has the same information which is similar to this string. So it has printed this machine, this message. So I am removing a letter here and executing it. So it has printed something else message here. So that's how the script is working. So let's go ahead and debug this. So to do that, first I need to save this script. Without saving these debugging options will not be enabled. So let me save this first somewhere in my testing.ts1. So now my script has been saved. So if we go back and click on debug menu, we can toggle breakpoints here. So what is a breakpoint? A breakpoint is something to which uh, to till then our script wanted to be executed. I mean, in other words, I want my script to be executed till the point where breakpoint has been set. And once the script execution has reaches the breakpoint, then it passes for the input. So if we click on continue, then only the script continues. And if we do so like this, the problems in the execution or the problems in the script can be identified easily. So what I'll do is I'll make two breakpoints here in the first line and in the fifth line. So let's go ahead and execute this script, and you can see it has entered into debug mode now. So script has started execution, but it passed here. So to continue, we need to go to debug menu or press F5 on your keyboard. So it will continue. So it is going. It actually identified there are two breakpoints at the line 1 and line 5, if you can see here. So, and I'm clicking on continue. Yeah, so now it has executed the script. It doesn't find any problems here. So if there are any problems, we can easily identify, like I'm removing the commandlet syntax or commandlet name. I renamed the commandlet name. So let's go ahead and execute that. If we execute it, it will definitely throw an error basically, because the commandlet itself have some issue with the name. So our script actually entered into debug mode, and at the fifth line it has identified issue with the commandlet name and it has thrown the error. So from there on it has not continued, it has not moved on. So that is how the breakpoints are used while debugging the scripts basically. So wherever the error is identified, at that point the script execution will be stopped if there is a breakpoint set at that particular point. So breakpoints is a way to verify your script syntax for the problems, syntax errors or something like that, to identify any spelling mistakes or something like that. And if there are no spelling mistakes, as you saw earlier, the script will continue without any errors, and it will show you the respective output, the desired output in fact. So now I have adjusted my syntax with the correct spelling. So now the script has executed successfully. That is how you can actually use the breakpoints. Once you're done with working with the breakpoints, you can remove all the breakpoints and your script will be normal. And there are other points here: step over, step into, step out. These are like you can find them in any debugging tool when you're working on coding. Step over is something like if there is a function after the breakpoint. I have set a breakpoint here. So there is a function after this. So it will execute until the breakpoint is set, and it will move out of the function. It will not validate inside the function. It will just comes out of the execution. And step into is a is like entering into the function, and it will also verify each and every line inside your function. Step out is it will execute your function and come out of it. Maybe you go ahead and Google out for some more information on these three options. But these are very basic things that we can take advantage of and use inside our PowerShell ISE. So this is how you can actually use options in your PowerShell ISE, and which is a very helpful tool again. And there is add-ons button here using which you can actually go to Microsoft website and install a couple of add-ons so that additional functionality will be added to your PowerShell ISE tool. I hope this video is informative to you. If yes, please subscribe to my channel and also click on bell icon to get notified whenever a new video is uploaded. Thank you so much for watching.